Tonight, our expert on accident prevention is Mr. Alistair McCrae. Evening.
Good evening and hello, fans.
Oh, dear.
Yes, I'm perfectly all right. In fact, this is a classic illustration of the fact that 90% of all accidents occur in the home with normal domestic appliances. So, rule number 1, stay out of the house as much as you possibly can. Sleep on the lawn if it's within you, you know.
Yes, yes. What sort of accidents do occur in the home?
Well, let me give you a few do's and don'ts. If we could have a picture, please. This is my first wife, Muriel. Now, I wonder if you can spot this week's deliberate mistake.
Well, she appears to be having a bath, and at the same time she's ironing a shirt, using an electric hairdryer, and watching television.
And waiting for the electric toaster to pop up, thus risking the danger of electrocution.
Well, wasn't this rather a dangerous scene to set up in the first place?
Oh, yes, indeed. Fatal, as it turned out, for pure wee Muriel, because as she was getting out of the bath, she had the misfortune to be momentarily blinded by the flashlight of my camera, slipped on a cake of soap, and impaled herself on my tripod. Oh, dear, rest her soul, poor wee thing.
I'm very sorry to hear that. How can one prevent this sort of tragedy?
Well, let me illustrate it with a picture of my second wife, Frida. There she is, rest her soul, sitting in the bath, you see, doing all the electrical things, but having taken the vital precaution of allowing no water into the bath.
Yes, very sensible. I noticed that you said about your second wife, rest her poor soul.
Yes,
Is she,
yes, dead as a doornail, I think the phrase is. You see, in our safety-conscious home, we always keep the medicine cabinet way out of the reach of tiny children. And Frida, poor soul, had the misfortune to tumble off the roof when she's going up there for an aspirin. Terrible business, really.
Frightful business. But getting away from this particular subject, could you tell us something about car safety?
I could indeed. Car safety, yes. I wonder if you'd just allow me to take off my trousers.
Oh. Well, that's very nice of you. I don't see what relevance it has to the particular subject in hand.
Well, you will in a moment. I don't know if you've ever considered a situation in which you're driving along in a car on a rather slippery, wet road, you see.
Yes.
And you pause for a moment, swerve, and go straight into the river.
Yes.
Now, would you have any idea how to get out of that predicament?
No.
I wonder if you could help me off with my trousers. There's a good lad. Would you have any idea how to escape from a submerged car?
I wouldn't, and I'm sure the majority of viewers wouldn't.
Good heavens, me rubbish gone again. Come with me, laddie, and I'll show you.
Right.
Here you see you have your tank filled with water and fish.
Yes.
Simulating conditions in a British river in the British Isles.
Okay.
Now what we're going to do is get into the car, raise it up, and have it lowered into the water. Right.
I suppose there's no danger.
Absolutely no danger at all. I've tried this hundreds of times with my third wife, Deborah.
Rest her soul, I suppose.
Yes, poor creature. At this moment in time, I think it might be a wise idea to adjust our seat belts, you see.
Fasten the seatbelts, yes, of course. Take every precaution.
There we are. We're just swinging over the water now, as you'll probably see below you. Should be going down any minute now. Here we go. This is the bit you'll enjoy, actually, when you find yourself hitting the water. Down we go. Here we are, you see, gently submerging towards the bottom of the tank. Now, I wonder, what's your first instinctive reaction? Don't scream! Never scream, because that uses up valuable oxygen. Remain calm at all times. And don't, for goodness sake, undo your safety belt. You never know, we might be landing on a ridge or something, the car could tipple forward, and you'd cannon right through that windscreen there, doing yourself a fearful damage.
What do we do then?
What we do is bide our time.
Well, couldn't I just open the door and go?
You could try opening the door. Try opening the door, see what happens. You see, you can't open it at all. It's really using that valuable oxygen. The reason why you can't open it is, you see, the water pressure outside is greater than the water pressure inside. We have to wait until the two pressures are roughly equal.
When is that likely to happen?
Well, the survival handbook states that pressure becomes roughly equal when the water level reaches that of the driver's nose.
Not my nose, Lieutenant Colonel.
No, my nose. It's roughly about here is when the pressure becomes equal and we can open the door. There's nothing to worry about. Now, as you can see, the water is roughly up to the level of my nose, and so I can easily unfasten my seatbelt, and if that can escape through the door, this way of an outlet.
And so you see, ladies and gentlemen, how perfectly simple it is to escape from a submerged car, provided you don't panic and you allow the water pressure inside to build up to the same level as the water pressure outside. It's all right, you can come out now. As I say, to prevent accidents, all you really have to do is keep your head. It's all right, you can come out. Excuse me one moment, I'll be back in a second. There we are. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for this week. Next week I'll be talking to you about mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Don't worry, lad, you're in safe hands with me.
Next deck, please. How do you do? Your name?
My name is Plunger Jarvis, and this is Estelle, my exquisite assistant, direct from a sensational season at the Moulin Rouge.
I understand you have an act which might interest us here.
I most certainly do, yes. The name Plunger Jarvis is, of course, a bit of a giveaway, as you may infer from saying I plunge.
You are a plongeur.
Je suis un plongeur, as the French have so aptly dubbed me.
Could you describe your act?
I could and will. Firstly, Estelle, my exquisite assistant, blindfolds me. No mean moment in itself.
I imagine not.
I imagine not. Then I climb to the top of a 500-foot pole and dive headfirst into this bucket of petroleum, which has been ignited by the exquisite Estelle.
You dive 500 foot into a bucket of flaming petroleum.
I plunge into this flaming bucket.
Well, it sounds the sort of act which might interest us. Could I see it?
Most certainly you can. Estelle, the blindfold.
Oh,
watch it now.
Thank you very much. This, I imagine, is what you call the boring part of the act.
This is the bit you have not been waiting for.
Yes. Ladder, please.
Bucket, Estelle.
Thank you.
Top. Right. I shall now get up here.
You're very agile on the ropes, I must say, Mr. Jarvis.
Yes.
Must take a lot of training.
Takes a lot of straining too. Right. Oh. These 200-foot poles you've got aren't my style, you know. I like the 500 footers, you know.
Prefer a bigger one, do you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we can get one in for you.
Lovely, my ears are popping a bit, aren't you? Right. Estelle, would you place the bucket in position, my dear? Stop. 2 inches to your left, sweetheart. Thank you. Now, ignite the petroleum. Give the signal to the timpanist. Plunger Jarvis is plunging!
Plunger! May I call you that? I've got to tell you that's a sensational act. Take it. As far as I'm concerned, you can start work tomorrow. What do you say to £200 a week?
No.
It's a special act, Mr. Jarvis. I agree with you there. £300 a week.
Not interested.
Breaks my heart to do this, really breaks my heart. But I'm willing to offer you £300 a week, and that's my final offer.
Stuff it.
Mr. Jarvis, I must have you. This act is really sensational. I'm willing to pay you more than any other performer in the history of the circus. £750 a week and an air-conditioned caravan. What do you say to that?
I say get lost.
Mr. Jarvis, I don't understand your attitude. You come in here all eager, I offer you more money than any performer in the history of the world. What's made you change your mind?
Well, to tell the truth, it's the first time I've tried it and I don't fancy it very much.
Right, Dad.
Hi, Pete.
Nothing like a nice glass of beer.
Nothing like a nice glass of beer, Pete.
I had a terrible time last night, you know.
What, the usual trouble?
Usual trouble. I got home feeling a bit tired, you know.
Yeah.
I got into bed, thought I'd get an early night.
Yeah.
And I was, you know, just about to drop off.
You ought to get that bed seen to. It sounds dangerous.
I was about to enter the realms of slumber when suddenly my peace was shattered by an insistent bring, 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 bring.
What's that?
That's my peace being shattered by the telephone going bring, bring.
Oh,
So I picked up the receiver and said, hello.
best thing to do in the circumstances, Pete.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I said, hello, and the operator said, I'm the operator, you see.
Oh, yeah.
Would I accept a long-distance call, reverse charge from St. Tropez? I said, I don't even know the fella.
Well, I mean, you can't go on paying for calls from impoverished saints, can you,
Exactly,
Pete?
but it turned out that what he meant was St. Tropez, the Riviera haunt of rich and famous.
Oh, yes, where the busty beauties sun themselves on the golden beaches.
International playground,
Yeah.
yes. And there was a Miss Brigitte Bardot on the line, you see.
Not again.
Yeah, Brigitte was on the line again.
Yeah,
And you know her, don't you? Roger Vadim's former protege.
yeah. The Gallic symbol.
Yeah, the well-known Gallic symbol, you see, asking to talk to me. So I said, all right, put her on if you must, you know. The voice come on the phone, wailing, saying, oh, ma chérie, oh, ma chérie.
Omar Sharif, he lives in Saudi Arabia, doesn't he?
No, I'm not talking about the dusky charmer of Funny Girl fame and fortune so much as French for oh, my darling, oh, ma chérie.
Omar Sharif.
Anyway, Brigitte was coming out with the usual continental rubbish, you know. Would I catch a night flight to Cannes? She'd meet me at the airport in the Rolls Royce. We'd go back to the yacht and dance and drink and make love and everything like that. The usual empty, boring show business claptrap.
Usual rampant frog patter.
Exactly. I said, look, Brigitte, we've had our laughs. We've had our fun. We've had our kicks. We've had our thrills. We've quaffed deep of the cup of love.
Right.
But now it's over. C'est fini.
Safety.
But she wouldn't take that for an answer. She went mad, wailing and moaning on the phone, beating her breasts against the receiver. I dragged bang the phone down.
Yeah. Well, it's odd you should say that because I had much the same trouble last night.
Really, yeah.
I had a hard day watering the cucumbers. You know.
Takes it out of you, doesn't it?
Takes it out of you, and I was feeling a bit tuckered out, you know, a bit on the tired side. So I thought, get an early night. You deserve an early night, Dad. And I thought I'd make myself a cup of cocoa, go to bed and pore over the harmless Universal Encyclopedia.
You pour your cocoa over the encyclopedia, do you? Last thing at night?
No, I'm using pour in the sense of inwardly digest. Read.
Oh, I see. Read.
I'll read the
yes.
encyclopedia.
Right.
Anyway, I made me cup of cocoa, nice and hot and sweet and strong. And I was starting up the stairs, and just about the third rung, I smelled this heady, sophisticated perfume, you know. I thought, you know, funny. Heady, sophisticated perfume
on the third rung.
On the third rung.
Yeah.
You know, funny. I thought, well, Mrs. Woolley was in last Thursday for a cup of sugar, but it couldn't be hanging over from then, could it?
It wouldn't linger on. No, it wouldn't.
Anyway, I cast it out of my mind, went upstairs to bed, got into bed, and just sitting down last thing, I heard a tinkle from the bathroom. I thought, oh, I've left the taps running. So I trot along to the bathroom. Blimey, this perfume's getting stronger and stronger.
Stronger.
Terrible whiff. And I burst open the bathroom door, and there she was. Esther Williams and 5 aqua lovelies frolicking about in my suds.
Esther, at it again. At it again.
Of course, once she clapped eyes on me, she made a pathetic attempt to impress me by doing backflips off the shower attachment.
Sad, really, isn't
Sad, pathetic. I said, Esther, baby doll, aqua love. I said, we've had our thrills. We've had our kicks.
So much the same as what I said, did you?
We quaffed deep with a cup of love.
Yeah.
But, I said, as the tide runneth out, so does love. And I wish How you'd lot get out too.
You used a watery metaphor for her, did you?
Well, Esther's been in the water all her life, and I knew it'd get through to her, you know. Of course, she went berserk.
Of course she did.
She started gnashing her legs together and wailing. She tore her rubber bathing cap to shreds. Of course, I threw them out, and they're dripping all over the place, ruined the wallpaper.
You threw them out?
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can do, you see.
Well, of course, you have to be cruel to be kind, Pete.
That's the point.
Huh?
You have to be very cruel to be very kind as well.
Exactly, yeah.
What are you doing this evening?
Well, I thought I'd go at the pictures, you know, take it in the movie.
That's a good idea. There's a Myrna Loy revival on it. I always enjoy her.